I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to breathe.
Hello, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
Hey, it's Deja.
And yeah, if you've never been here before, welcome. We do a cross section of real life and pop culture. And Deja has our topic for today.
So yes, I don't know. Like I've been sucked into the land of TikTok, y'all. So
The
I have
Talk the
been,
Clock app.
I have been like seeing a lot of videos where people or women, Black women specifically, are talking about this era of the soft life
Mm,
and how they're no longer just going to be pushing to, basically do anything. Like everything, soft life is entailing just being in a place of receiving and just trying to figure out what that looks like for them. Um, I think, and I want to talk about this with Kendra because we're also doing the burnout block, which is
mm,
trying to, figure out our ways around, work life balance and not feeling burnout in the mix of all the things that we do.
mhm.
Um, and the soft life just kind of fit into the side pocket of that. And
Yeah.
so for me, I'm just like, damn, like I wasn't raised to be that type of a woman. And not even, I wouldn't even say that it's like an intentional like rearing of me to be a very dominant personality, very go get, like if I want it, I'll go get it type attitude. Um, Whereas now I'm trying to like reframe that. I think the soft life also is one of the key components when people talk about like divine feminine energy versus masculine energy. And so like feminine energy, as the people in the esoteric, like spiritual community speak of, as like sitting and waiting and being in a place of receiving, as
Mhm.
opposed to the opposite. And that is something that I struggle with. How about you?
The soft life.
I
I
aspire
don't,
to.
okay.
I'm
I
trying.
will. Let me come at it from this perspective. I don't have a soft life. I'd like one.
Uh,
But I don't have one. First of all. Second of all, to me, the queen of the soft life is Tanika B. But
yes.
however,
Yeah.
however, I appreciate that Tanika is incredibly honest about what her soft life is. So specifically, I remember her, I think it was last week or within the last couple of weeks on Instagram, she talked about like, I want an actual soft life because a lot of the soft life girlies are still working really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the TikTok influence, if you're an influencer, period, it's a lot of
A lot
hard
of
work.
work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of capturing. It's a lot of, I mean, and I guess you can outsource a lot of this stuff, which is part of the soft life, which I'll come back to. But it's still work. And basically, she is just saying, like, listen, I don't want to do none of it. Like, and I very much want an incredibly soft life. But she also talks about two things that I think a lot of people don't talk about. They just jump to the soft life. But first of all, she's like, I worked really hard to have a soft life.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about how the first parts of her career, her life, she was moving around. She worked in the Obama administration and she worked really hard. She worked at nonprofits and worked hard. And also, I'll have to find the video. I'm gonna try to find the video and drop it in the comments where she's on TikTok where people are asking her like, "What do you do? How do you spend so much money?" And she like runs it down, and then she finishes off with like, "And my husband works in tech." Like a lot of the
And she's
people
still
are
working.
the a lot of the people are not being honest about how they are acquiring their soft life, which is what bothers me. I am happy for you to have a soft life, but don't act like, oh, I'm just living this soft life. It's just magically come upon me. No, it has not. It has not. And you might also be living a soft life, but you're still putting in a hard work, which is that really a soft life?
Right. It kind of negates, it goes against the soft life attitude. I feel like the epitome of the soft life is being like a housewife, being like a well taken care of housewife where you can get up whenever you feel like it. You go to the spa, you go, to the, I'm about to say the bridge club. Girl, who is doing that? You go do yoga.
Oh.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm
Yeah.
getting a cold. But you go do yoga, you might take like a workout class, you come home and maybe you prepare meals for your family or you outsource it. Like basically there's not a whole lot of work involved in that. And I aspire to some level of soft likeness. I think I'm too independent of a woman to be able to be fully just housewife status. I've said this before. We've talked about like I think the end of last year we were talking about like our Lux Life things that we wanted.
Yes.
Just to kind of
Yes.
add like soft life energy.
I'm like looking at mine. I've got 2 of 5. We're working on the other 3.
I don't have, well, I mean, right now in the space that I'm in currently for the last 30 days or so, I'm in a soft life S kind of experience. Like I kind of get up and go and do X, Y, and Z, but a lot of my time has been spent just trying to get my emotional health together and like in my mind together. And so in being in this experience that I'm in now, it's so hard for me to relax and just kind of be still and know that everything is taken care of, because I've done all the things that I've needed to make sure that I am okay. But because I am that, fiercely independent, if I want it, I go get it type of woman, like I'm still anxious. I'm still worried about, doing X, Y, and Z. And I think the soft life era of it, or the soft life living, is not really worrying about all that kind of stuff, because it's trusting and having faith that it's already taken care of and that you're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think another, I guess, kind of gripe I have about this, it's not really a gripe. It's just the honest truth of that the soft life era is really just an evolution of, I feel like a lot of the luxury girlies are evolving into this soft life, influencing, so to speak. And I think honestly, it's just a natural evolution of like, you have more money and your first stop is usually to trick off and buy more things. And then once you do that, it's like, okay, now what? Okay, I'm going to spend as much money to make my life as comfortable as it can possibly be, including outsourcing, including I don't make my own meals, I don't clean my own house, I don't make my own travel plans, I fly private, I do this, I do that. And this is like a natural, I think that's a natural evolution for people who have money. And also, I just think like this is a gripe. This is a gripe. This is about TikTok though. I feel that especially on TikTok, these trends, they move so fast that like we have to call all of these things something different to like make it a thing. And it doesn't really have to be. Like this is normally, I'm not wealthy. I don't have wealthy friends like that. But this to me is a logical evolution, and we don't have to call it something other than people finding ways to get rich and make their lives easier.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it, even, I don't know, I think maybe I've been more so focused on the soft likeness of it all to just have peace of mind, like if you're not, because like like how we grew up, like your parents, like my mom worked 2 jobs when I was young. Hell, she worked 2 jobs probably throughout me being in college too, well, early parts of college. And my dad was a long distance driver, and so like what I knew was like struggle, like hard back breaking work, and like just so that they could be somewhat comfortable, but like they never got to relax, you know what I'm saying? And so like I think one of the things that why I'm so fixated on this type of like transition in life is that I don't want to get to 60 years old. And then that's when I'm like, okay, I can sit down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I I recognize in this stage of my life when we were going through like burnout, through COVID and then all the damn cousins, and then now we got monkeypox, and then like all the different major world events that have happened over the past couple of years. It's just like all that shit is stressful,
Yeah,
and
of course.
and then on top of just trying to take care of yourself, like
Mm-hmm.
it honestly, like in the last couple of weeks, it's really taken a toll on me. That's probably why I can't communicate. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm stammering through my words, but like I have been just trying to like reconnect and recollect myself, or
Mm-hmm.
collect myself, not recollect, um because of all of the hoopla of the world, and also trying to change this thought process that I have to struggle and scrape to, like be okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of soft life for me is just like
I'm sorry. I don't know why
ease.
when you said that, the Good Times theme song, like
Such a Virgo.
scratching
Why
into
is she
vibes.
happy? What
Good
did I say?
times. Ah, hey, baby. Okay, forget.
Hey, if you wanna. I can't. You are crazy.
Um, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I didn't grow up that way. I think my mom always found a way for us to land softly. And I think she always kind of shielded me from a lot of the worst of it. Like some of the stuff she tells me now,
Mhm.
even about like just things that she was going through, that I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like I'm sitting here asking you for money. I had no idea. Well, I didn't ask her for money, but I'm like accepting her money freely or accepting her help in different ways. And I had no idea that she herself was like kind of on the brink. Um,
Yeah.
but I think she always found ways for us to she shielded me from a lot. She shielded from me from a lot. And yeah, I think she wanted me to have a softer life. And so she showed me in her own ways that, I didn't have to do everything, that outsourcing was acceptable and allowed and encouraged, in fact. Like, and that, we didn't do it all the time, but dinners out, like you were, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel a sense of struggle growing up, even though I'm sure that she did. I did not feel that. And my mom worked two jobs too, but yeah, I never felt that. Like I didn't feel that. So I don't think that that's my portion. I've never felt like that was my portion. Like,
I don't know. I think, like I
it
said,
was not
it
my
wasn't.
portion.
My parents didn't intentionally raise me to have these like internalized beliefs. I think it goes back
Of
to like
course
that whole
not.
conversation that we had where I was talking about at the end of last year about like family traditions and things
Yeah.
that you do that just don't make any sense, but you do them because that's what everybody has done in your family.
Yeah. No.
Um,
I'm not saying that they did. I'm saying that I think that my mom took an extra measure to make sure that I didn't have those types of things. Like she made it act. She was active in like masking things from me.
yeah, my mom did too, but it doesn't work if you have a child who's intuitive, highly intuitive and empathic. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I
for
mean, I guess
me, I
I've
felt
always,
all of it.
yeah. I mean, I guess, but I
you
I
know?
and like I said, my mom had a ton of help too because my whole entire family is in the same area. So it
Yeah.
could be the times that she struggled really, really hard. And I do remember some struggle, but the times that she was really struggling, she just sent me, with my grandparents or with my like whatever. She needed a break. Um, so and she had help. She had people, younger cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever, come live and help us out and whatever. So I think it was more of like a community vibe to my upbringing. But yeah, like I don't think I've never felt that even when I was struggling, and I have struggled at different points in my life, I never felt like that was my portion, Joe. I
I
never
can't
felt like
say
it was my
that.
portion.
I can't say
And
that
I
I've
know,
necessarily felt like it's been my portion. I just feel like for so long, I didn't necessarily know that there could be anything else.
Okay, that's fair.
And so like going through this, like, the different, as you get older, you're going to go through a whole bunch of different like plateaus or like evolutions in
Yeah, of
terms
course.
of how it is that you see your life and how you want to go. Like I've talked about this before, like everybody reaches a point of elevation when you decide who it is that you want to be and how you want to, live out the rest of your life at whatever stage you're in
Yeah.
when that happens. And I think that I just, for so long, I just have been in a state of like, like struggle that I didn't necessarily know. Like when I thought that I was out of it, like there were still parts of that struggle that still existed.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I get it.
so for me, like ultimately being like the soft life looks like just having peace of mind and ease.
Yeah.
And like carefreeness, like kind of like,
Yeah.
when you're little and you don't know any better, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
little kids just having a ball and living their lives. They don't know about all the hard stripes and things of the world.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. Like that is part of it. For me right now, I feel like, and I'm sure we'll get into this a little bit more within the burnout block. Just feeling like, I don't know, just feeling like I'm looking for softness wherever it is and creating softness in my daily life.
Okay.
Because I found that even I had to like dissociate myself from some of this like soft life influencers, and I like unfollowed pretty much all the influencers that I had been following on TikTok. I still follow them on Instagram from one specific account, but it just felt like it was so much information about a life that I didn't have, that I wanted to have but I didn't have, and it wasn't making me feel good about myself.
Huh.
And what I realized is that I am in the life that I am in, and I can find areas in my own life that are soft or are less difficult or whatever, and that I should like enjoy those pockets of my own life as opposed to aspiring to something, this grand life that these people have been working hard for 10 years and or married
Yes.
well to get. And like
Right.
that's not reasonable to like compare yourself in that way.
Yes.
So my journey, and like I said, we'll get into this more, has just been finding what pleases me in my own space and leaning in until I can, and building on that. So like if it's just this one thing now, I will build on that and add to it to have more softness later.
Yeah.
So that's what's been important to me.
To that point, I think that is why I've been so not so focused on the influencer soft lifeness of it all, because that's not my life, but more so what is it that I really want, and then how do I obtain it? Like what does that look and feel like? But we'll probably talk more about that in our next conversation. So I think I'll put a pin in that.
Yes, let's do that.
And then this will be the lead into our next episode of Burnout. So, of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias. Check out
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, please. Sorry. Make sure you check out blackandcurious.com, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.